as I look at what's going on, we have three crises going on. Three C's. We've got a crisis of credit, which is the financial crisis. We've got a crisis of confidence, which is going on in the market and with the public. And we've got a crisis of character. And that's with, it's AIG, it's with other senior executives, it's the bad things that happened on Wall Street, or at some level a crisis of character. I think that even the social movement behind Obama, as angry as they are, and as much as he has to tap into that, at some point we've got to move forward. And I think the message.
So what do you do? Where do you take that anger and put it? How do you take it and do a constructive action instead of just being mad?
It's so destructive now. It seems like we're spiraling.
You are all.
He's now actually past the point where he can use one speech to turn things around. He can use one speech to start turning things around. But I am, as someone who watches messaging and how effectively people do it, I think his statement on AIG and his decision to ramp up anger and his decision to go negative before the State of the Union have all been fatal miscalculations for him, because they change the way that we look at Obama as president. He needs to be calming the country. Everybody's angry. He's supposed to be calming us down and giving us something positive to think about. He hasn't done that. Or channeling
the anger.
Yes, fair enough. Yeah. Tap into it and move it someplace. Don't.
Michael, how are folks reacting to all this?
Well, I think they're angry. I mean, I think that they're confused about what's going on. I think that there's nobody out there explaining to them what the path forward is. I think Obama has miscalculated on a whole slew of fronts in terms of defining the message. He was incredible at defining the message during the campaign. Everybody knew what he stood for, what they were voting for. It was change. It wasn't terribly well defined, but they knew what they were voting for. I don't think people understand this budget. I don't think people understand the bailouts. I don't think that Obama has done a good job of talking about what's going on forward. He's spent, if you looked at the news coverage and how much time he spends looking backward versus looking forward, it's completely backwards.
You've been talking about Bush created this mess, that kind of thing?
It's the negativity. It's blaming Bush. It's talking about AIG. What is the president of this country doing, ruining 2, 3, 4, 5 news cycles, focusing on AIG and amping up the anger in this country? We don't need more anger in this country in order to understand.
I think that, the one thing I learned, I've worked for 3 American presidents, and the one thing I've learned in my years of the White House is you've got to set priorities. And the sense that you get from Obama is he's not setting priorities. He's trying to...
I want to go back to Obama. And I don't think from a policy perspective, what do you expect to get done in 6 weeks? I think that there's a bar that we have to be careful about what we hold him to. But from
he keeps reminding us that he inherited all of this.
I
don't know.
At some point, you should pay the inheritance tax.
One at a time.
That works for about a year. Yeah.
From a leadership perspective, from a mandate perspective, right? He's the first president in 20 years who's had any kind of a mandate, right? And he's lost control of his party. He's lost control of the media. He's lost control of his movement. He was supposed to come in with this power to shape the way that we think about the country and what we're going to do to get out of this. Why is he not holding Chris Dodd and Nancy Pelosi and Harry Reid? Why isn't he getting up in front of there and saying, you know what, you want to screw with me? I will show you who's boss right now.
Okay.